Hi everyone. So I'm going to discuss another 10 important MCQs of research aptitude. So this video will be beneficial for all the UGC aspirant, SET and SLET aspirants and in the PhD and MPhil entrance test. Okay. So this is about me, myself, Suraj, and I have done MCOM at Guwahati University and I have cleared UGC NET examination 2 times. So let's start. So the first question is the method of drawing conclusions based on the observations. The method of drawing conclusions based on the observations or theory of each and every instance of the population is called. So our correct answer will be deductive method. So the in deductive method, we draw the conclusions based on the observations or based on the theory. And when we generate theory, we call it inductive method or inductive approaches. Okay, so our correct answer will be option B. So the next question is the main difference between the longitudinal and cross-sectional research is in terms of. So the main difference between the longitudinal and cross-sectional research is in terms of frequency of data collection. So our correct answer will be option A. So the next question is which scientific method follows the step observation, patterns, and theory? Okay, see, inductive approaches, deductive approaches, top down, and none of the above. See, inductive approaches begins with the set of the empirical observations and seeking patterns in those observations and generate a new theory. So our correct answer will be inductive method. And deductive approaches begins with a theory and developing hypothesis from the theory and then collecting and analyzing data to test those hypotheses. That means deductive approaches goes general to specific. So our correct answer will be inductive approaches which generate new theory. So option A is the correct answer. So the next question is which scientific method is top down or confirmatory approaches. So deductive approaches, or we can say top down or general to specific approaches. So our correct answer will be deductive method. Okay, your option is given deductive method, inductive method, hypothesis method, and pattern method. See, deductive approaches is termed as top down approach or general to specific approach, and inductive approaches is termed as bottom up or specific to general approach. So our correct answer will be option A, deductive method. So the next question is which of the following terms can be associated with the research in social science? Your option is given causal research, empirical research, correlational research, all of the above. So social science research is the activity of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting informations for a variety of social, economic, and educational political purposes. In social science research, researchers test the hypothesis through empirical research, and empirical research brings out the definite cause and effect relationship. Okay, so your question is which of the following terms can be associated with research in social science? So our correct answer will be empirical research. Okay, so next question is which scientific method focuses on testing hypotheses developed from theories? So when you test hypotheses developed from theories, okay, so we can say this is deductive method, and when we generate new theories, we can say this is inductive approaches or inductive method. So our correct answer will be deductive method, which is focused on testing hypotheses developed from theories. So option A is the correct answer. So the next question is which scientific method focuses on generating new hypotheses and theories? So inductive method focuses on generating new hypotheses and theories. So our correct answer will be option B, inductive method. So see the next question is which research method is most appropriate if researcher is looking for a causal relationship? Okay, here option is given experimental research, case study, correlational research, naturalistic research. So our correct answer will be experimental research because experimental research tests the cause and effect of the two variables, cause and effect relationship of the two variables. So option A is the correct answer. So the next question is the qualitative research is usually, here option is given deductive in nature, inductive in nature, deductive or inductive in nature, none of the above. See, inductive approaches are generally associated with the qualitative research and deductive approaches are more commonly associated with the quantitative research. So our correct answer will be inductive nature. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Qualitative research is usually inductive in nature. So option B is the correct answer. So the next question is so this is the next question or last question is, see, the correlational study determines Here option is given: the relationship between independent and dependent variable, impact of the observer of the participants, cause and effect relationship, and relationship between two variables. So see, the correlational study determines whether or not two variables are correlated. Okay, this means to study whether an increases or decreases in one variable corresponds to an increases or decreases in another variables. Okay, so see, correlation is a measure of association between two variables, and the variables are not designated as dependent or independent variables. So our correct answer will be relationship between two variables or two events, but not it is not designated as dependent or independent variables. So option D will be the correct answer. The correlational study determines the relationship between the two variables or two events, but not designated as dependent or independent variables. And correlational study further divided into three ways. So one is positive correlational correlation, negative correlations, and zero correlations. When if increases of one variables deals with the increases of other variables, we can say that this is positive, or increases of decreases of one variable deals with the decreases of another variables, this is positive correlations. And if the increases of one variables deals with the decreases of another variables, and the decreases of one variable deals with the increases of another variable, this is called negative correlations. And when there is no correlated between the two variables, we can say that this is zero correlation. So our question is: the correlational study determines. So option is: the relationship between the independent and dependent variables, impact of the observer of the participants, and cause and effect relationship, and the relationship between two variables. So option D will be the correct answer, because we know that the correlation study is the relationship between the two variables, but it is not designated as dependent or independent variables. So option A will not be the correct answer. So option D will be the correct answer. Okay. So thank you.